Well, today we'll be speaking of the devil. It's okay to laugh at the play on words because there sure ain't nothing else funny about today's real story. It's actually sickening. Let me give you some headlines. Satanic Temple accuses Iowa officials of religious discrimination. More satanic protests planned for Kansas State House. Satanic Temple opens telehealth abortion clinic for Maine to secure satanic abortion ritual. Those are real headlines from the past few weeks from 3 different states. Now, this is the real test for free speech in America.
The First Amendment protects all speech. It protects lies. It protects, it was passed not to protect convenient speech, but to protect the speech that nobody wants to hear.
If you're willing to stand up and fight for free speech of that which you find detestable, that which you find so offensive to your sensibilities, but yet you'll fight for their right to have free speech, then you're really a believer in the First Amendment. And that's what's happening here. Let's start by talking about Iowa. The Satanic Temple, Iowa, went to court because the state wouldn't let them use the Capitol building for a December holiday display.
The new civil rights complaint from the Satanic Temple of Iowa. This is the group that has put up displays like that one inside the state capitol in the past.
They said it was discrimination. Now, Iowa did allow a satanic display in 2023. It was an inverted pentagram, poinsettias, and a statue head of a horned deity. And somebody destroyed it. Surprise, surprise. Iowa said enough and did not allow it this past holiday season. Hence the court case.
We are Iowans, and we are simply seeking to exercise our right to freedom of religion.
The Satanic Temple of Iowa says the event intended for December last year was meant to be family-friendly, with coloring sheets and a costume contest part of the activities.
And it's not just Iowa. Satanic holiday displays are a thing, obviously trying to get people's goat. I know they sacrifice goats, but they're trying to get other people's goats.
The Minnesota Satanists recently put this up near the Capitol Rotunda.
I think that the display is poorly timed, and it was done on purpose to be an offense to Christians.
Minnesota allowed one in its state capitol this past December, a hanging pentagram and several small cranes. It was across the hall from the Capitol's Christmas tree. Now, that satanic display was also vandalized. And according to Minnesota Satanists, the display symbolizes rebirth, empowerment, and self-determination. So you read that on a sheet of paper and it sounds like, hey, sounds pretty good, right? Rebirth, empowerment, and self-determination. That's a bunch of BS. The only reason they're doing this is to jack with people, to mock Christmas and Hanukkah and the First Amendment.
The Satanic Temple wants to put its own ministers in public schools in both Florida and Oklahoma. It's a move in opposition to conservative lawmakers in those states voting to allow religious chaplains to serve in schools, essentially as counselors.
Now let's talk about Kansas. In March, a satanic group held a black mass inside the state capitol. Now, they refer to the ritual as a mass that's intentionally to create a parody or mock the Catholic Mass. Now, the governor said the event needed to move outside, and the group refused. And violence between the satanic group and counter-protesters erupted. The satanic leader was arrested, screaming, "Hail Satan!" Now, Team Satan is planning more protest inside the Capitol. And because this isn't just sick enough, the Satanic Temple has started an abortion branch. They want this recognized as a protected religious practice at both the federal and state level, and they want to be able to use this in some kind of satanic ritual. This is for real. The Satanic Temple was founded in 2013, recognized as a religion by the IRS, so they are tax-free. And it takes direct aim at Christians. When Arkansas installed a statue of the Ten Commandments outside the state capitol, the Satanists erected a statue of Baphomet. The goat-headed figure was prominently displayed. It created the Hellions Academy as an alternative to Christian studies during school hours. Now, the mission of the Satanic Temple, according to its website, is to encourage benevolence, empathy, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense, oppose injustice, and undertake noble pursuits. Who writes this stuff? They must be laughing when they're writing this stuff. There's nothing noble, benevolent, or empathetic about encouraging any of the things that they're pushing. They're just offending people of faith and making a mockery of the First Amendment, and it is the antithesis of America's soul insanity. It's godlessness, and it is out of control. I wrote a book saying we've got issues, how to stand strong for America's soul and sanity. And boy, is this a good example of the fact that we've got issues.
We're going to really relish the opportunity to be represented in a public forum. We don't have a church on every street corner.
Though the temple went through the correct administrative channels to present in the rotunda, the display is getting pushback.
Now, First Amendment says these people can talk about this if they want to. They can talk about it, but there has to be barriers. There have to be guardrails. There have to be guidelines. And that doesn't mean we have to fund it, we have to empower it, we have to prominently place them where it is offensive to the sensibilities of everybody around. Having free speech is one thing, amplifying free speech is another, encouraging their message is another. Are they allowed to say what they want to say? Under the First Amendment, they can say what they want to say. But that doesn't mean that we have to lift it up. It doesn't mean we have to amplify it. And it doesn't mean that we have to put it on an equal footing with everything else that's going on. You don't have to put it in front of the children. Don't have to amplify the message. This is clearly meant to harass. Do these people really believe this? Maybe they do. Maybe they're mentally ill. Maybe that's just the way they believe. And they're entitled to do that. That doesn't mean we have to help them. It does mean we may have to tolerate them and nothing more. And that is the real story.
Wherever you're getting the real story, make sure you subscribe and follow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. My network, Merit TV, has it all.
Now, let me blow your mind.
Merit TV's got the news that matters.
The selection of a new pope.
Entertainment you crave.
Busted. Everybody in good mood today?
And live events.
Surprise.
What am I, chopped liver?
With serious punch.
Big shot.
Go to merittv.com and download the Merit TV app today.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. Your savings are at risk. With the economy on shaky ground, the dollar losing value, and a $2 trillion deficit, things could spiral. Don't wait for the worst. Take control of your financial future now. I trust Preserve Gold to safeguard my accounts, and I urge you to do the same. They're the only precious metals company I recommend. What are you going to do to protect what's yours? Claim your special offer and learn how to reinforce your financial future. Visit drphilgold.com to get your free precious metals guide from Preserve Gold. With gold prices recently breaking records and analysts predicting this trend to continue through 2025, you cannot afford to wait. As a bonus, you can get up to $15,000 with a qualified purchase from Preserve Gold. So don't wait. Visit drphilgold.com today.